For the ones that don't know, I did one automation workshop on March. It was, I think, very successful. People that took the workshop were able to create quality workflows and blueprints. For the ones that are interested, I'm going to have for this year the last workshop, and that will be on April 5th until April 7th. On our website, you can see the information. If you go to the website and you go to this area, you can see the workshop. Again, that's going to be the last one for 2021. Summer is coming, and I won't have time to work. Okay, very good. Let's start with questions.
Good morning, Lior.
Mr. Basil, how are you?
I'm okay. I gotta tell you something. I have a new ringtone for my phone. Here it is.
Dusty. Dusty.
Anyway. So, now I am always in tune. Carol complains I'm listening too much to you, so now she can sleep. All right. So, great automation class. I learned a lot of stuff. And I think that maybe the answer to my question I'm asking lies within the stuff that we already talked about. It seems to be silly, though. Now, let me explain to you what I understand. The question is about meetings and how you deal with them. Let me explain to you how I understand the process, and you correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. When you're either in the leads or in the contacts, you go to activities, you get on the plus sign, and you get three options. You have tasks, events, and meetings. When you click on the meetings, you create a meeting, and that meeting is set for a certain amount of time. Now, that meeting, if you somehow or another get run over by a bus and you don't make it back to your computer, that meeting will start at the time that it was scheduled for, and it will end at the time it was scheduled to end, and it will go into closed meetings. You will get no other notification that the meeting never took place. Is that correct?
100%.
Okay. So that's part A. Part B, and I think that's should I stop right there and let you talk?
Yes.
Or okay.
Yes. Now you tell me how you're going to solve it.
Well, it can go through a little automation. Again, you can create. You need to create a reminder in the automation that says that when an hour before the meeting starts, send the recipients an email telling them that the email started. That's part
Fantastic.
A. Part B is when the meeting is not started. There should create a button on the meeting form itself, and have a click button to say meeting started or meeting completed. And when that is completed, then it will go into the close.
Mm-hmm.
And that could update a bunch of other stuff. So that's this. I think that's fairly simple, but it seems to be a functionality that should be there, and it seems to be silly that you need to create that functionality. So
my friend, everything you said is gold. This is a problem that I complained about for many times. When I will have a meeting that already took place, the meeting is going to the closed activities, exactly as you said, based on the time, not based on the action. But what if I did not attend the meeting, or the client didn't attend? It's still supposed to take place. The solution that I found is it can be or what you said, which is perfect, or from the other side, using, let me go here, using the modules and fields, you can go to the meeting. You can add one more pick list.
Right.
And actually, we have a meeting status, right? So in the meeting status, you have meeting took place. So basically, when you're in the meeting, you click on meeting took place, and it's all good. And in the automation section, let me go to the workflows. You create a meeting workflow. Okay, so now it's based on the due date. We understand that the meeting is based on from and to. From will be when the meeting is starting, and to when the meeting ends, right?
Correct.
So let's make it a little bit after, so 1 day after the meeting, because maybe you did not update on time, so it won't start to bug you in the wrong time. And you run it only if the status is not meeting took place. Is that making sense?
Correct. That's good.
That's it. So basically, it will still be in the closed activities. There is no way for us to push it to the open activities. I know that Zoho got lots of feedback about it, and they will make this change at some point. But for now, this workflow should save the day.
Okay. So part B of that question was, so let's assume that you and I start talking and our meeting is scheduled for an hour, but after 5 minutes, you tell me, you know what, buddy, I don't like you. Goodbye. You hang up the phone. Now I've got 55 minutes that I cannot schedule another meeting. I cannot get another meeting unless I go back into the back end, change the end time of the meeting, and recreate a new meeting from there. Am I correct on that?
Yes.
Okay. And part 3 is, and there's no way to just click a button to say end meeting and just close that meeting and it goes away.
You can. You can, but let's see how you do it. So let's say that you go here, and let's leave this workflow alone. Let's create a new one, and let's call it terminate meeting. I didn't try it, but I assume it's going to work. So let's go to 1 second. Okay, so let's go to here. So I'm creating an on-record action workflow, and that will be based on a specific field, on the meeting status. So when the meeting status is being changed, and we can change it as well. When it's being changed, and the meeting status is, I don't have here a meeting canceled, but let's assume that this is meeting canceled, not new meeting. Is that okay?
Correct.
Okay, so that will be, instead of new meeting, that's meeting canceled, which means I clicked on meeting canceled. I can create here a field update. And the two, I don't have a way to do it. Okay, I try to change to 2, but the 2 to now basically, and then it's killing it, but I don't have a way to do it. Another thing that you can do with a small deluge script is just delete the meeting, but I don't know if you want to delete the meeting. So
yeah, I don't think we want to delete the meeting, because obviously it's the record of the contact, and you want to know whether you had a meeting or not, and why was it missed, and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah. But I think maybe the other solution could be doing it through a blueprint, where you can actually get a button on there and work with the buttons from the.
But you won't be able to set the time. You will have the same limitation. Usually using Deluge, you can set the 2 to the exact moment. So the meeting, if it was planned from 10 to 11, it will be from 10 to 10 and 10 minutes, because at 10 and 10 minutes you click the button.
Right. Okay.
So that's doable.
Okay, I'm done. I'm hoping that some people found this interesting, because it's been bugging me, and maybe you talked about it somewhere else and I had not heard it. But anyway, appreciate your help.
I talked about it, but I don't know if we put so much effort into solving it like now. So it was a good question in any case.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Okay, Steven, I know that you have a mic. You're in the podcast business, so of course you have a mic.
Still coming. I want to know where I can get that ringtone. And I have an answer for your question.
You don't have the answer.
Yeah, you hire a developer for $25.
He won't give you the answer. No. Also, if you call Zoho, they will tell you it's impossible.
All right.
Nah, you won't get it from developer.
No, that was an attempt at humor.
So what's going on with you, my friend? How can I help you?
So what I've done is I've got we're just about to go on a campaign, new business campaign. So I've got a landing page for a product.
Okay.
And I've got a form for that particular product.
Do you have? Is it live, this page?
Not the page is live, but the form's not yet.
Okay.
So we've created the form with some hidden fields to identify that it's come from that particular page. Also, what I wanted to do is on the homepage, redesign the homepage where it says "Contact Us."
So 1 second. So you have something like that. You have a form. You have in the form you have something like a source.
Yep.
And the source will be, let's say, Facebook, something like that.
Yep.
And that will be mandatory and hidden field.
That's correct. Yep.
Okay, fantastic. Next.
So that's okay. The form itself works fine, but when you try to export that through HTML, CSS to give it to a developer to put it into the website, it doesn't allow you to. It doesn't support the hidden values. So
it is. The developer just need to have some practice. Yeah.
Well, but when you export that, the Zoho says that you can't do it. It says that it doesn't support it.
What you can do, and it's just about playing with it. You just go to the properties, just make it not a hidden field, and now export. And after you export, make it hidden field. Or just leave it not hidden. It doesn't matter because it's anyway being done on the HTML side.
Okay. All right.
It's just the developer needs a little bit of training on how to do it, and that's it. It's very simple.
Okay. So I just create the form, leave the fields unhidden, give it to them, and then they can play with it.
And he will do the hidden on his side because the HTML bottom line is just HTML, right? So he can play with the style sheet and the fields, no problem.
And it'll still retain that the ability to transfer that information or import that information through the form into the
yes, but also
into the CRM.
Yes, but also on his side, he can fill those values on the HTML side. Right? So if it's, for example, source Facebook, he can do it also there. Usually what I prefer to do when you have a landing page, to have one landing page, and then the source, for example, will be a variable. There is a place, and those will be the field alias. So let me show you. Do you know it? So I won't waste my time.
No, I don't.
No. Fantastic. So let's say that I'm going here and I'm selecting under field alias. I'm selecting here the source. And the source will be, let's call it same thing. We'll call it source. If I am going now, and let's make it a not hidden field, so you can actually see it. Yeah, it's not hidden. Fantastic. So if I am going now, and I'm sharing this form, and I see it. Okay. So you can see that right now it says Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what if I want it to be dynamic? So Facebook or Google or maybe something else. I will remove the initial value from here. And here at the end of the URL, whatever URL that you're getting from the share, you have a question mark at the end. You write source the same way that we wrote in the field alias.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be, let's say, Google. And once you do that, it's pushing the information to the form.
Right.
So your developer can use the same form with multiple different sources dynamically based on that. And you can also have the campaign, and you can have more values being pushed in. So you have one form taking advantage for multiple sources of advertising campaigns.
Great. Okay. Oh, that's good. I can. Yeah. So that means we don't have to build 5 different forms for 5 different pages.
Yes, you save lots of money on the way, and also you maintain one form.
Yeah. Wonderful. Once again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And just reminding that everybody that this is 1 a.m. in Australia at the moment. So this is how much I value your time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Okay. And for the ones that don't know, I just finished my Zooforms 2021 course. It will be live in less than a week. We'll see what you guys will say when it's out. Marco, are you with me?
Can you hear me, Lior?
Fantastic. How are you today?
I am doing wonderfully. Better than I deserve. How are you doing today?
Like you.
All right. So here's the thing is, I mentioned to you this last time, but I'm still trying to put my head around this because I'm going to be doing B2C business, right? And I'm going to be gathering some HIPAA information because I'm going to be working with like surgery and taking people overseas for surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be gathering HIPAA compliant data.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my concerns is if I save the data into, like, if I generate a form and I just feed the contact record with all this information, it's all in there in a contact record. And my concern would be that an employee could subsequently have access to this, or I'm not really concerned about them disseminating it. I'm more concerned about, from a regulatory perspective, like breaking any rules or any laws or anything like that in terms of like the sharing of the data. So should I segregate that data in a separate module, or would it make sense just to do it based on permissions of the record owner? We'll just start with that.
Yeah, you have lots of ways to go around it. Again, I don't want you to. I want you to check it out with a lawyer or something. I don't want you to come after me, right? So if you look, for example, with Zooforms, if you click on the data, you have here a privacy section that you can encrypt the information and make it also personal. So the encryption is much higher level of encryption, and that's being stored securely on Zooforms. So every time that someone submits a form on the Zooform side, it will be encrypted. So that's one thing that I think you need to do.
But so here's the thing is, like, so let's say I've collected this data. It's not for my own use. It's for my being able to send a physician this data, right? So that they can.
But how do you send it? Because if you send it over email, email is the least secure, communication ever created.
About putting up like when you generate the form, you can click on it, and when you export it, you can send it as a PDF and put a password on it. So my thought is to put a password on the PDF. Yeah,
you can create a report, and the report can be I just don't know if that's HIPAA compliant.
Gotcha.
I have no idea what are the regulations. I do know that lots of Zoho products are HIPAA compliant now, and they're pushing more and more products. I don't want to give you the wrong advice.
Okay.
But if possible, try to push the information not over email. Try to do it with APIs or with something that is a bit more secure than just an email.
Okay. So in terms of an API, though, then I would have to have. Do I need to have the physician that's in the foreign country, let's say, on my Zoho account? Do I need to pay for them as a user in order to have access to that?
Yeah. Yes. That's probably the best way that you can go, because in Zoho CRM you will create, let's say, a module that will be incoming forms, and then you will have the other guy just accessing your Zoho CRM. So whatever he's doing with the information is not about you anymore, because he got it, right? It's his information now.
Gotcha.
Because you have no transport now. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
And I think this is taking you off the hook, as far as I can understand how it works.
Yeah. Okay. So it's basically segregate that information in a separate module, correct?
Okay. Yeah, for sure. You don't want him in your leads, in your contacts, right? You want this person completely in a different module.
Even though this person will be that's supplying the information will be a contact, like they're going to end up being a client, right? So of mine. So even though they are a contact, I link the module to the contacts module, and it's just associated with the contacts module.
Yes. One more thing that you can do. Usually, I don't offer this option because visually it looks like shit. But if you go to the portals, you can create a portal without paying a license, and you can give access to your vendors or your partners. You can give them access to the portal. Now, visually, it looks very poor. So just know that it's not great. But in this case, if you have many partners that you work with, maybe that's the way to go. So
because if I do it that way, if I give them access that way, then they can both download the data that they need, and I can segregate it by, like, let's say by customer. So I can only give access to a specific doctor, a specific patient's record, and then I can also have the doctor upload stuff. They're going to upload quotes or something like that, which will update that particular.
So you need to go with the license. Yeah.
You got to go with the license.
Yeah. That's that. Yeah. This is only, it's a view only and maybe some creation, but you will need to go with creating a module and give them specific permission for this specific module and to see only their records and not someone else's records.
Gotcha.
So that's probably what you can do.
Okay.
All
right. Thank you.
Hi, Leo.
Mr. Ori.
How are you?
Very good. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Talking about Zoho Books, I assume, right?
No. It's in the Zoho CRM.
Okay.
Now, I must mention that I do have a subform in my invoice module called invoiced items. Maybe this is because of this problem?
Yes. You shouldn't have any problem.
Huh?
You shouldn't have any problem importing invoices, as far as I know.
But because of the subform, you want me to map this module?
There is a way to import subform. I just don't know how. I never did it. In my company, we're not dealing with import at all because there's tons of liability around it. So I'm not really great in import stuff, but I do know that you can import subform into Zoho.
Okay.
What you can do, go to your module. In this case, I have nothing. Let's go to a different module. Let's click on import leads. So when you will go to your module, even if you have one record, you can click on download sample file. And this sample file will show you, let's see. You will not see it. But anyway, the download sample file will show you the format that you should import to your invoice module. So just create one record, fill all the details of the page, 100% of it, and then click on download sample file, and you will see exactly what information you need to upload. So probably it's just small fixes to your existing Excel.
Okay, I will check it. Okay, I have another few questions. I hope you can help me with them.
Yeah, should. We don't have too many waiting. Actually, we have few. Okay, let's do it fast and we'll see.
Okay, regarding Zoho Desk, I want to change a field in my Zoho Desk. It's called the classification.
And, I assume on the tickets, right?
Yes, on the tickets, exactly. And for some reason, you will see down classifications. So here, so I just enter this, and I change those the pick list values. Okay?
That's right.
And everything is updated according to the system, but for some reason, I don't see the changes afterwards. Do you have any explanation for this?
Do you have multiple departments?
No.
That's the only thing I can think of. When you made the change, so let's say you changed that, you clicked on update, and then here you clicked on save and close.
Yes.
Okay, and when you go to the tickets, you're saying that you go to classifications.
Yes.
But it's not changed.
No.
The only thing that I can think of is that you probably have more than one department. You can check it out. And if you don't have more than one department, because maybe you're making the changes on one department and not the other, if that's not the case, call Zoho.
Okay.
Never heard about this problem.
Okay, I will check it again because I see that it works fine on your side.
Yeah, it works for all my clients. Yeah.
Another question regarding Zoho with integration to Jira. I don't know if you can help me, but I would like that if I change, I make any update on a ticket in the Jira, I would like that the ticket creator in my CRM will get an update on it.
The question is how you map them. I would probably go with Zoho Flow. I don't want to put too much time into it because that will kill the session. But in Zoho Flow, you can create a flow that's coming from Jira, which I know it's part of the integration, and it's coming back to notifications in CRM. But each user that you have in Jira will need to be mapped to CRM. So you will have lots of logic, lots of if else. If it's this user, it will be this user in CRM. If it's David in Jira, it will be David in CRM. So you will need to map them. And it will take you some time. But it is doable. Okay. So you had a question about pipeline. That was the last question?
Yes. So I just want to understand. I have a pipeline for my sale process. Okay. And I would like to create actions by change when I'm moving from one step to the other. So do I make a blueprint on the pipeline or a workflow? What is the best way to do it?
I personally don't like to have a blueprint on the deals module at all, because the deals module is usually fluid. You usually jump from one to another.
Yes.
So I don't think that I would do it with a blueprint. If you must, some cases we will have blueprints on deals, but it's something that I really try not to. You can run some workflows on the stages. Maybe that's the way to go. But if you're forced and you do need a step-by-step approach, maybe that will work. But you will have some problems with it. In the past, we implemented lots of blueprints on deals, and almost all the clients rejected it.
So I need to create a workflow, and I will see those steps in my workflow?
What do you mean you will see the steps in the workflow?
I want, for example, when you are make a price code, open some form, for example.
Yeah, that's done in the background. So when you click here, then it can create a quote and send a form. So the button is initiating the process.
So how do I make this button to work? This is the question.
You will need a developer for it, because you cannot create. Actually, you can. There is a way in the workflows. One second. There is a way here to create a record, you see?
Okay.
So using that, you maybe will be able to do it. You don't have the quotes. You will need a developer for it. If you want to create a quote as an example, maybe, let me just check, maybe using the deals module, you will have access to it. Give me just 1 second. If I can keep you away from developers, I will be very happy. No, you will need someone to help you with it. Or else you will do it manually and then you don't need anyone.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, sorry. Stanley?
Yes.
Oh, how are you?
Good. How about yourself? I couldn't figure out how to turn on the mic.
It's all good.
So I didn't leave you.
What's important is you're with us. That's what's important.
So for the question is, in my blueprint, like
Yes.
I said, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 call attempts, and then within those call attempts, I have an automation that if they don't answer, I send them an email or I send them an SMS. So I want to keep track. Let's say if I push call attempt number 2 and they send me an SMS or they call me back within that attempt, I want to be able to keep track of how many times somebody calls me back from call attempt 1, call attempt 2, call attempt 3, and it wasn't, did they call me back, on a landline or an SMS? It's like almost I want to see if it's like an A/B split testing.
Do you want to have a report that is aggregating all the leads, or you want to see it for individual records?
No, basically all the leads. So let's say by the end of the month, I made 3 attempts, and out of the third attempts, 20 of them were SMS, and 5 called me back from the phone.
Probably this is what you need to go with. So you do work with the blueprint, no problem at all. The command center is not replacing your blueprint. It's just an addition.
Okay.
The idea here that you create the process, and based on the process, you will get eventually a report that you will be able to click on it. And you can see, for example, here, how many people, just clunky. Okay. So you can see how many people went into as new leads, how many people responded on the first email, second email. You can have some kind of toggles. So let's say that you have some kind of a section, and you can have a toggle responded on the first attempt, and you will have their phone, email, SMS.
Okay. See, within the blueprint, I have contacted via SMS and contacted me by phone. So if they contact me there, I click that button, and then it takes me to another section what I need to do for the follow-up.
The problem is that you're keeping it as the lead status, right? And the lead status is being changed all the time.
Correct.
So that should be fine, because once an action takes place, it will log it in it will log it here. I don't see a problem. Yeah, that can work. You just need to create. I have a YouTube video, and also on the CRM course, there is a big section about how to plan and how to execute the command center. So you can just go step by step and just do it.
All right. So you're suggesting I should go to the command center.
Just for the report purposes, not for the execution. When you're creating the command center, you have 2 options. One is to create it for reporting purposes, which means I'm just throwing those transitions. And the other one, if you want, you can have actions, you see?
Correct. Okay.
Ignore the actions. You're already taking the actions in the blueprint.
Okay. So just stick with transition info.
Yeah. Transitions, and just have the flow of exactly what you want to report on, and stay simple, and it will work fine for you.
Okay. I'll give it a shot.
Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
have another question in there as well, too. I don't know if you saw it.
Let's see. We have another 7 minutes. Let me see how many people waiting. Just one. Okay, let's do it.
It's basically when it comes to headphone sets. I purchased a USB one and a Bluetooth one. In the CRM, I cannot hear a client.
No idea.
Okay, so I mean, do you know if you can use a Bluetooth headset within the CRM?
It's not about the CRM. The CRM is just working on a browser.
Correct. See, I could listen to YouTubes and everything with the Bluetooth, but once I call somebody, they could hear me. I cannot hear them.
It's something with the browser's settings. It's not about the CRM.
Okay.
You have something that is identifying the microphone and the headphones with the call. I'm not great in those fields, but I would go to the settings of the browser and try to identify where it lies, and you will see it.
Okay.
It's just a toggle that you need to change. That's it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, but it's not nothing with Zoho.
Okay, I appreciate your help.
No problem, my friend. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Have a great day.
You too, you too. Hey, Ricky.
Hi, Leo.
How are you, sir?
Yeah,
Yeah, of course I can hear you.
Yeah. I'm having problem with the workflow because I try to send a multiple email template to different clients. So everything is by automations. And I'm having a problem that when after I select the template, I need to attach some file. But in a workflow, it doesn't come with the attachment file.
Yeah.
Like email notifications, I try to work around and there is no such function. This is number one. And number two is when I want to send like using the mail merge, because there is.
So let's stay here 1 second. Let's stay here. Let's kill that.
Yep.
Continue to the next one.
Yep.
If you go to Work Drive, and what you're saying is true, there is no way to do it. We just need to think outside the box a little bit. So let's say that you have here some kind of a document, and this document is supposed to be shared. You're clicking on it, you go to the share, and you make it as a new external share. You give it a name, whatever it is. Then you click here on create, and you copy this link. You go to your form, you create here some kind of a button or whatever it is. Click here to get the file. And that will be the URL. So,
okay. So from the email, and the clients need to click so that they can get the file.
Yes, because you cannot have it as an attachment, right? Because if you click on attachments here, it goes to your desktop.
Right. And what about if I send an email to the client, and then I will send second schedule email as a reminder. I wish that there's a link when they click the link, and it actually will referring to the previous email. In that case, is it I have to upload the file into the drive, and then
not sure I understand. Can you repeat?
For example, like I purchase reservations. The first one is confirmation email. So this confirmation email, there's come with all the informations. And then the second email will blast like few days, 1 day before arrival. And then when they click the email, it's only some important information. But below there's a link. When they click the link, actually referring to the previous email. So how to achieve this one? Is it there must be a file that you have to upload and then share the link like just now you show, and then so that they click and referring to the email?
Not sure about that. The first one, there is no problem. So you go to the person, you go to send mail. I don't have an email here. Let's see someone else. Yeah, it's fine. So you go to send mail. Do you see this pop-up?
Yeah.
Okay. So in the pop-up, if you click here, you can do a Work Drive link, a work drive file. So that's fine. So that works. The follow-up email, not sure how you can pull it. One thing that you might do, if you will go to modules and fields, so let's say I'm going to my contacts. I will have here a URL field.
Okay.
Let's call it package details.
Okay.
I assume it's something like that, right?
Yes.
Okay. And now I'm going to my work drive. I'm copying this link and I'm pushing it here. So now you can create an email template. And the email template and you can have here package. I'm on the lead, sorry. Let me just go.
Yeah,
but you understand what I'm trying to do.
I understand. Yes, I get the clue.
Yeah.
Okay. And my last question is about the mail merge. So because I'm using the Zoho one, I try to send some email template at the mail merge, and then with the templates inside, because there's some information from the subform itself. So I have a problem that how to send the mail merge, and I try to work around. There is no such way unless I use the Zoho Flow.
So what is the problem?
How to send the mail merge everything from the CRM itself, besides using the code, the code by.
Oh, you're trying to send it automatically using like a workflow.
Yes.
I'm doing it with code, with Deluge. I don't know how you can do it without Deluge.
Okay.
Using Zoho Flow, do you have a way to send a mail merge?
No.
Yeah.
It's just a normal or ordinary, like with the email template possible, but not for mail merge. No such way.
Yeah, sorry, my friend.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, that's a limitation.
Yeah, I don't think that this functionality is there yet. But I can tell you that in Zoho Forms, Zoho started to integrate mail merge into the forms. You have, it will be document merge. You have mail merge kicking in to more and more areas in Zoho. So I do believe that it will be an option very soon.
Yes, because I wish that the inside the workflow it support with the mail merge, but currently it's just only the mail templates.
Yeah. You're correct. Exactly.
Okay. All right. Yes. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Fantastic. Okay, guys. Thank you very, very much for joining me this morning, and I will see you next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.